within a month after we hired Kevin, we used to be in another location in Port Chester over on
Grace
Grace
Church.
Church, thank you. In an old red brick schoolhouse.
Right, with 9,000 stairs.
And I got to know some of the people in the building. Our below us was a tenant. I forget the name of the company, but the guy who owned the business name was Tony Fotia. And it was like a graphics design kind of business. It was a thriving business. He had a lot of space down there. I got to know Tony pretty well. And one day, Tony introduced me to Vic's mother. And I should say in the corner is Vic Fotial Sr., who I really thank for coming today and being here. Welcome. But Vic's mother, who I'd met, came up to me one afternoon and said, you know, I've got a 19-year-old son, I think it was 19 at the time, thereabouts. And she said, you know, he's just kind of like, you know, he's not on a path yet. And I said, well, most 19-year-olds aren't on any path, you know, except like this. And she said, he's a really good kid, and if you have anything, you know, I appreciate you talking to him. And I said, well, you know, we're always looking for people, so, you know, have your son come in. And Vic came in, and he was pretty shy and reserved guy, not like Mr. O'Donnell. He was very reserved and very, very polite and proper. And again, for the same reasons I hired Mr. O'Donnell, I knew from a distance the Fotia family. I knew Tony, and I knew Vic's mother, and I said, you know, if he screws up, all I have to do is go downstairs, and I can get some help. But it was really that family connection, and the fact that I knew there was a family. I had not met Mr. Fotia yet. But the fact that there was a family supporting this guy that caused us to hire him. Some of you were, you know, been with Vic along the way. He started out, you know, on the bottom of the ladder. I mean, pushing a vacuum and running a GLS machine and getting spots out of carpet. We had an opportunity. I really always wanted to give development opportunities to people, and I always thought people would be more mobile than they really are. I thought I could say, you know, Ed, I need you to go live in Rochester for 5 years, and you'd get on a plane and you would, you know, be in Rochester. Because I'd had that experience with Mr. McCoy, you know, started out here, moved to Hartford, and came back. So I felt Vic, I thought Vic had a future in the company, in management. And I also knew that it is very difficult if you're working with a group of people. One day you're a technician, the next day you're the manager. I knew from my own experience that's a challenge. So I felt we needed to get Vic out of Port Chester and get away from the folks that, you know, he was goofing around with, you know, as a 19-year-old, and let him become his own man somewhere else. And that somewhere else was Hartford. And we sent Vic to Hartford for, how long were you there? 1 year. And, you know, Vic really, you know, he had a chance to grow up, in that 1 year. Hartford, you know, was a small office, and Val Moody was there, and she's a great service representative for the company, and, you know, she's got a very, you know, crisp and clear way of doing things. So I thought it would be really good for Vic to get out of here, get in a little bit different culture, and grow as a person. And I remember talking to Angela one Monday, and she said she'd been in Hartford over the weekend. I'm like, where are you going in Hartford? Well, I had to go up and take care of some things for Vic. And I'm thinking, what could that be on Saturday? But I had to cook for him. I had to cook for him because he doesn't know how to cook. And I had to show him how to do his laundry because he doesn't know how to do that either. So I'm saying to Angela, look, he needs to fall on his face to learn how to cook, to learn how to do his laundry.
That is so funny.
But and that's a true story. Vic had he had a lot of support here, and we kept an eye on him as best we could from afar because we knew someday, you know, he would ultimately want to come back to this area, which is where, you know, his roots are and his family is. And you know, and through the years, everyone that has supervised Vic, whether it was Todd Light, whether it was, I don't know, Kevin Kingsley was probably your first supervisor, Rosa,
Yeah, Rosa.
Chris Mankus, you know, they would always say to me, you know, keep an eye on Vic Fotia. Vic Fotia is going to play a larger role in the company someday. And we have, and he has played and continues to play a larger role. So, Vic, thank you for your 15 years.
Thank you.
And you probably all have noticed this poster. This is an actual, how old were you then?
7.
So, this is an actual picture that was cropped. It was Mickey Mouse at Disney World
Yeah, it did.
shaking his hand.
Randy, which
Yeah.
picture was cropped?
Yeah. So when I first saw this the other day, I said to Katrina, I said, I don't know, you know, we're having a lot of fun at Vic's expense, but
Put the double chin picture on.
so Vic and Kevin both, congratulations. Thank you both for everything.
On behalf of the sales group in New York, we have Sheri would like to say a few words and make our own presentation to our friends, Vic and Kevin.
Don't worry, one spoke.
All right, so some of you have heard I am not a writer, I'm not a poet, but I did get inspired the other day to write a poem. So I wrote 2 poems, and we have 2 gifts for you guys. So who wants to go first? When we think about hard workers, one name comes to mind. At RD Weis Working, Kevin O'Donnell you'll always find. Whether cleaning carpet, VCT, rubber, or tile, he is always sure to go the extra mile. He loves his job more than anyone we know, and through his hard work and dedication, it really does show. You will always see Kevin with a smile on his face, even when his poor Mets are not far from last place. So it's been 15 years, should we make such a fuss? We hope when you wear this, you'll think of us. I told Vic, I said, is he really a Mets fan?
Yeah.
Looks good on you, Kev.
Nice.
Vic,
Stand up.
Take it like a man.
Be a man.
Stop nicking around.
when we think about Vic, what comes to mind? How he's always there to help us, especially when we're stuck in a bind. He knows all about cleaning and floor finishes too. Without Vic, we don't know what we would do. And of course, we all know how much he loves the Yankees, except when they lose and he wipes his eyes with some hankies. It rhymes, it rhymes. Okay. We thought about what to get you. Someone said a Red Sox shirt, but then we thought, no way, why not get some dirt? This gift really could not be more apropos. We really do love you more than you know. So we got Vic some dirt from the original Yankee Stadium.
That was a great.
Don't
Thank
clean that.
you.
We know you've never seen it.
Don't clean that, Vic.
We know you're not familiar with dirt.
Vic, they were going to get you the seat, but you already bought one. So,
Yeah, but that's all right.
Actually, we put a bid on a commode.
Right.
We got a bid.
Wasn't the VCT from the bathroom?
That's not
To
VCT.
be honest, I haven't told my father that I bought the seat yet.
Oh, Randy. Well, now he knows.
I was gonna.
Listen, I do want to say photographs of this memorabilia. Vic, and you're Vic, you're making fun of me for having that book and you bought a seat.
I wasn't gonna tell you I bought